Today, I am certainly thrilled to talk about this topic, coaching and success in origination. And I have one of my favorite interviews is Eric Mitchell. He's an icon within our industry. And we're going to tackle the untold story of how important coaching is and that we talk about it, but we don't actually value it. So, Eric, I have to start with my first question, which is what's happening in origination from what you see?
AI. I mean, AI, that's it. Like if you're not talking about AI, and if you're not aggressively rolling it out,
Hmm.
and you're not helping your loan officers with technology adoption, you're gonna get left behind on this. It's not a fad. It's not going away. The genie's
Yeah,
out of the bottle.
yeah.
And so it's going to be super interesting who's able to adopt and implement well, and then
Hmm.
who becomes a laggard and gets left out of the
Hmm.
game. So, if as a loan officer, if you're watching this, right, you've been listening to AI, blah blah blah.
Right.
Okay, that's fine, but what are you doing about it?
Hmm.
Right? Like
Hmm.
what are you? And if you're saying, "Oh, I'm waiting for," oh yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Whether you think you're in trouble or don't think you're in trouble, right? Like that doesn't matter. You're in trouble.
So talk about AI from the standpoint of most lenders are talking from the ops side. In other
Mhm.
words, that they're putting efficiencies on the ops side. Talk about the sales side and talk about how you kind of see that playing out.
Yeah. So I- you first got to look at from a sales standpoint, right?
Hmm.
Implementing AI, because when
Hmm.
people think sales, really what
Hmm.
we're talking about is marketing.
Hmm.
How do I generate leads? How do I manage the leads effectively? How do I, roll out AI, agentic AI? Do I even
Hmm.
understand the difference between AI and agentic AI?
There
Right.
is.
Right.
Hmm.
Like, okay, but if you don't understand the difference, right, you're already behind the eight ball. But I'm going to back up and say, based on my experience, roughly 85 to 90% of loan officers don't even use a CRM yet, right? And
Yes.
so how are you going to roll out agentic AI if you're not using a CRM? Like what's your strategy to do that? And
Hmm.
there isn't one. Like you have to
Hmm.
use a CRM. You have to build out AI inside your CRM. You have to create agentic AI inside your CRM.
Hmm.
There's lots of options. You're not stuck with one option.
Hmm.
But you have to get on this bandwagon and you better do it quick. And so if you're a loan officer watching this and you don't use a CRM, step one, get a CRM, pick one. Like there's lots
Hmm.
of them.
Hmm.
I'm personally a fan of Go High Level, and so there's lots of
Hmm.
resellers of Go High Level, and um, that to me is probably one of the best that I've
Hmm.
seen.
Hmm.
Um, but step one, get a CRM. Step two, start implementing AI. There's lots of people that can help you. The CRM resellers, the Go High Level resellers, and I don't want to name names. There's lots of them. I'm sure
Sure.
they're easy to find on Google. Um, and but you need to implement one. It's not about oh, I've got an account with um, uh, ChatGPT, therefore I'm no 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 no
Uh-huh.
no.
Uh-huh.
That was yesterday. But that's not today, right? Like you got to get way past that.
Hmm.
Um,
Having to count. That's a good one. I have to laugh at that one. It's true. So talk about, so how do you envision this before we talk more about the coaching side? So we're expecting the loan officers to adopt it. So that's been the case with a lot of our technology, but it never seems to get adopted. So is this
Certainly slow,
slow?
certainly slow.
So do you see when lenders go to hire people, let's say, or in other words, any of those types of growth strategies that the difference between the loan officer will be those that can do the new techniques and those that cannot?
Well, I think hiring and you and I have talked
Hmm.
about this, Pat, right? Like I think
Sure.
hiring in the mortgage industry is just flawed in general,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
Hmm.
throw bodies at the problem. We'll get more volume. Just get more loan officers. Just get more loan officers.
Sure. Hmm.
Like it's not about whether you can get a job or not. It's about how much money
Hmm.
as a loan officer you're going to be able to make
Hmm. Hmm.
next year, right?
Hmm.
Look, 2026 is going to be whatever it's going to be,
Right.
right? But what are you going to do in 2027? if you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
system in place. Like, how are you going to make money? It's not about having a job, it's about building a practice. It's about
Correct.
building a career.
Mm-hmm.
If the company you're with is not rolling out operational agentic AI, leave your company. Like you're doomed.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
left so far behind, right? Like for me, if a borrower applies at 2 o'clock in the morning on my agentic AI application, right? The AI agent comes in, helps them, right? They put in their first name, their last name, their email, their phone number, they create a password, they create an account. That's enough information to do a soft credit pull,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the agentic AI is doing a soft credit pull in the background. They're running an AUS findings in the background. They're coming back. The client's still filling out their application.
Correct.
And the agentic AI is already coming back saying, hey, just so you know, your loan's approved,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like here's the conditions. Now, if you'd
Mm-hmm.
like, you can upload them or click this button and I'll go get them for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is just day one certainty. And so the consumer clicks the button, agentic AI goes out, pulls in their tax returns, bank statements, and pay stubs,
Sure.
reads them all, approves it.
Right.
You're good to go. Would you like to close next Thursday or Friday? Which day is better for you? This is all happening at 2 o'clock in the morning,
Sure. Sure.
right? And
Sure.
like like all I know is I wake up in the morning and there's 3 loans closing next week, right?
So
Like
it's just, yeah.
I didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
And so that's already in play now
Right.
today,
Correct. Correct.
right? And so if you're not playing in that universe or about to play in that universe like real
Mm-hmm.
quick,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta move. Like you gotta get like your company's not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
What?
so and I apologize, like it's urgent. I just want to stress that it's incredibly urgent.
Right.
Okay.
And it leads to the next question, which is why are loan officers stuck from what you see?
I don't think it's loan officers. I think it's salespeople in general.
Hmm.
Like I think it's
Okay.
realtors, I think it's financial planners, um, you know, car salespeople. I mean, how many car salespeople have you ever met that use a CRM? I've never met
True.
one.
Yeah.
Why not?
True.
Like, why aren't they using a CRM? Makes it like it's baffles me.
Hmm.
And so I think it's the demographic that's attracted to sales. Like that demographic struggles with technology adoption.
Good point. And certainly a valid point. So it's not a knowledge problem, would you say? No, it's not knowledge for
No,
sure.
I think it's just salespeople and myself included, right? Like most of us, and this is a gross generalization, but most of us were the C students in high school. I mean, that's who we are, right? We're the rebels. We're the don't tell me what to do. I want to
Mm-hmm.
do it my way. I don't want to work for corporate America because, I'm going to hate my boss and I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm going to make money on my own time. I'm going to build my own thing, right?
Hmm.
And so as an entrepreneur, you don't like being told what to do. I don't like being told what to do. Like I
Hmm.
don't, when somebody says, Eric, you have to blah, blah, blah. Right away, I don't like doing it because you told me I have to. I mean,
Hmm.
now, luckily I've grown up and, I don't subscribe to that anymore. Luckily I've had great mentors and coaches in my life, which plays into what we're talking about today. Like without coaching and mentoring, I don't know how you make it. I don't know how you get through this if you're trying to do it on your own. Like I really don't. It always fascinates me in high school, we were all coached, right? We all played on some sort of sports team.
Sure.
We all did something, right? I don't care if you were playing chess. You were coached
Hmm.
to play chess,
Hmm.
right? Like you didn't just learn how to play chess.
Hmm.
Somebody taught you. Um, and then you get out into the real world and we stop valuing that.
Hmm. True.
Right? Like in high school football, your coach is grabbing you by the face mask and telling you how worthless you are and give me 6 laps because you dropped the ball and you're in full gear doing 6 laps and saying, sorry, sir, thank you, sir, may I have another, sir. And then all of a sudden you become an entrepreneur and you don't value coaching anymore. Well, I'll just do it on my own. What?
Yeah, it doesn't work. That's
It
for
doesn't
sure.
work. Like,
Yeah.
or it's just incredibly expensive and painful because of the mistakes you make.
Right. Right. And can you afford to make those mistakes when you're a commissioned salesperson? I mean, that's really the reality of it because you're actually delaying the compensation component that is your reward mechanism. And so if you don't get that third party help, you're basically left with trying to figure it out yourself, which you could eventually do. But then most people, they're not certainly they're trying to put out today's fires and not really looking for
Yeah,
the long-term
they're
play.
too busy working in the business and they're not working on the business. They're
So
not
it's very
planning.
easy. Sure, it's very easy. And I
Yeah.
do think it's interesting to me that companies don't see the responsibility for that either on the coaching side. I mean, they do believe that, if you want to do this, you're being compensated enough, so therefore go pay for it yourself, is the gist of it. Typically, that's what you see. What's your thoughts on that? Because that's the common practice.
It is. I would say, and I've been on both sides of that fence.
Sure.
And
Hmm.
I would say what I learned is when you roll out mandatory coaching,
It
loan
doesn't
officers
work.
quit. Loan officers quit,
Sure. I agree.
right? And so
Yeah.
you can't roll out mandatory coaching. You can roll out
No.
optional coaching,
Yeah.
but then if you pay for it, and I know you know this, right?
Oh,
If it's
yes.
free coaching, they don't do the tasks. They don't implement anything because it's free. They don't see value in it with no skin in the
Correct.
game.
Right.
And so the only way to get a loan officer, and it's not just loan officers, right? I don't want to pick a loan officer. I'm going to say salespeople. The only way to get
Sure.
salespeople to not
Hmm.
only be coached, but to implement what the coach is teaching them is for them to have skin in the game.
Hmm.
That's
True.
it.
Yeah.
They're like they won't do it otherwise. Like thousands of use cases. I think we've established no
Yeah.
skin in the game. You're not going to do it.
Yeah. And that's the same way with technology adoption. I mean, you
Same,
really hit on the same point. It's the same
same.
point.
No skin in
And
the
so,
game.
so
You're not going to
yeah.
do it.
And that's
I,
why I'm raising the question is that can companies afford to have as a growth model that so many folks will fail and then hope that there's enough successful people that will change and adopt and pay for it to grow their own company.
Well, I think it's again the 80/20 rule,
Hmm.
right? Although today it's more like the 95/5 rule.
It is, right.
And so when you're trying to grow a company, and look, this conversation I think is a little different if we're talking to CEOs, but if I'm talking
Hmm.
to a loan officer, an individual loan officer, my greatest feedback for an individual loan officer is you don't know what you don't know,
Hmm.
and you have to surrender to that, right? The moment you say, "Oh, I know," no, you don't.
Yeah, true.
Because if you knew, right, you'd be making lots of money.
Right, for
Like you're
sure.
there because there's lots of loan officers making millions of dollars a year in this market,
Right.
right? Those they know.
Yeah.
If you're not making millions of dollars in this market, then you don't know what you don't know. And so
I,
stop trying to figure it out on your own, right? Get a mentor, get a coach, somebody
yeah.
who knows how to help you with your business to the next level, and then do what they're telling you to do. And part of my challenge, like I enjoy presenting. I typically very rarely will take on an individual coaching client
Hmm.
because of their inability to implement.
Hmm.
They just won't like, and so I'll be on a Friday call with someone and say, okay, so next Friday, you're going to do this one thing in the next week.
Hmm.
One thing, right? Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Great. And then we get on a call the next Friday. Why, Eric, you don't understand. I'm so busy this week, and my kids this, and my spouse that, and my
Yeah.
business this, and my processor that, and I wasn't feeling well on Wednesday. And
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Did your dog eat your homework too? Like what?
Yeah.
It was one thing. Like you have to be kidding me.
Yeah. Well, it's
And so
funny.
I
Yeah.
just don't
Go.
have the temperament to deal with my dog ate my homework stuff, right? Like I'm not gonna like you're
Yeah.
wasting my time, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your family's time, you're wasting your client's time. Like I'm just gonna choose not to participate in that.
Well, I'm with you on that topic, and I handle it the same way. So we must be from a cloned
Yeah.
component because I go through, I have 10 coachability questions that I ask them. And if they don't ask it, they don't answer them right, then they're not getting into it. Because sometimes I think, and maybe you feel the same way, that I find it very frustrating if you're not willing, you've come to be coached. but you're not really willing to do anything. And why waste my time?
That's correct. Well,
That's
and it damages the coach's reputation,
yes,
right?
correct.
Because as a
Yeah.
coach, I want to be able to point at my students and say, look how
Well,
successful
yeah,
they are
so
because they're following what I'm showing them to do. So if you don't implement what we're talking about, right, it
yeah,
damages me. It doesn't
yeah,
just damage you.
yeah. I agree. I agree
And so
completely.
I don't think you're understanding how this
Works.
works. The greatest gift, and I learned this a very long time ago, the greatest gift I can give my coach in return is to implement what they're teaching me.
Oh, yeah, for
That's the
sure.
gift.
Right,
Do the thing. Come back next Friday and say, not only did I do that one thing that we said we were going to do, and here's the
yeah,
proof I did the one thing, I did one more.
right.
Oh my God, what? You
Yeah, I
did
look for those
two?
students too. So
You did
because
two things? Oh my God, this is
yeah,
amazing. Well, let me give you three
yeah,
more now, right?
yeah,
And so
yeah,
now the
yeah.
coach pours into you
Right.
because you're implementing,
Correct.
right? Now you get the good stuff,
Yeah. True.
right?
True.
Because
Very
you
true.
think about it as a coach, like you're dripping knowledge at a pace that the
It,
student can absorb it and implement it, right? You're dripping,
correct.
right? Well, I don't want dripping. I want a waterfall.
Hmm.
I don't want
Hmm.
drips.
Yeah.
No, too slow. I want a waterfall. Well, the only way I get the coach to give me a waterfall is I have to be able to handle the waterfall. I have to
Correct.
implement what they're teaching me at a very fast pace. So if the coach says, "Look, I need you to watch this video tonight," block my calendar. I'm watching the video tonight.
Right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you on that for sure. And I do it, it's probably maybe similar to you, but I do it where I say, if you don't do it, then don't come back to the next
Yeah,
day.
don't like there's no
Don't waste
value in
my
another
time.
session
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think so much with the mortgage banking, the coaches really are not coaches. I mean, I'm not sure what I would call. I call it more motivational speaking, more lifetime.
presenters. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe presenters. They
presenters.
present
And
information, but there's no accountability.
there's no accountability, which leads to my next question. And certainly this is my theory on it, that if you have good coaching, an effective coach, can you change habits in 60 to 90 days?
I think you can change habits in one day.
Okay,
It depends on the motivation level and where the motivation is coming from, which is part of
correct.
why I wrote my book, The Why of Money. Like I come back to why do you want to implement AI? Well, I want to make more
Hmm.
money. Okay, why do you want to make more money? Well,
Right.
I want to be safe.
Yeah.
Well, I already know you're not going to do it.
Hmm.
If that's your reason, I want to be safe, there's no emotion behind it. You're not going to change anything. I'm
Hmm.
out.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
if you say, look, I need to make more money because my parents are sick and I need to
Hmm.
take care of them and they mean everything to me and I need to make 30, 40, $50,000 a month and I need to do it right now.
Hmm.
Ah, hello. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I believe you're going to implement some things,
Hmm.
right? I see the motivation, I see the passion, I see the all of that emotion behind of it. Now let's engage, right? But I
Yeah.
want to be safe. I don't want to be stressed out. I want to take a vacation. No, no.
Mm. No.
You're not going to do any of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I agree that you really, good coaching is about changing sales behaviors in our case, because we're talking about selling.
For
It's not
sure.
about motivation. You have to come as
You have to
the,
be motivated. That's
you have
correct.
to be
Your coach
motivated. If
can't
you,
motivate you.
I can't motivate
If you're
you.
looking to get motivated from your coach, you're already
Yeah.
doomed.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. And obviously, in my own practice, I certainly have the results to show it because it's all about accountability and certainly daily activity.
The challenge
Learning,
with here's the challenge with accountability, right? And I agree with you. It's the key component,
it's a key component, right?
right? Is being held accountable. But
Hmm.
nobody likes being held accountable because
No, they don't.
it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Right? Like and myself included. Like when somebody holds up a mirror and says, Eric, you're the problem. I'm like, hey, that truth doesn't feel good.
Hmm.
Like I don't like you if you're going to be all honest with me, like, right? But that's what it is, right? Like it's
Yes.
the accountability is, and that's the biggest challenge in being a coach. The number one biggest challenge of being a coach is holding up a mirror to the person in front of you and saying, "This is the problem.
Right.
Now, what
Right.
are we going to do about that?" And then the
Because,
other person saying, "You're right, I'm the problem. Please fix me."
yeah,
Right? Like that. Like people just
true.
don't think that. A lot of people just don't think that way. One of my coaches in my life, we were at a retreat a few years ago, and part of the exercise was teaching people how to play, right? You can't just work, you also have to play. And so go out
Hmm.
on this beach and you have to play, just play. Go out on the beach and play. I had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, what do you mean go play? Like play what? I need a sport. I need a rules. I need a no, just go out on the beach and play. It's like, dude, you might as well be speaking Greek to me. I don't,
Hmm.
okay, wait a second. This is a problem. Like
Yeah,
I literally don't know how to go out on the beach and play unless there's rule like, okay, I need to fix this. Yeah, Eric, you might want to fix that. And so let's talk about it. And so we created a strategy and a game plan. And so that didn't feel good though, right? Like at that moment,
sure,
right? Like I'm looking at myself in the mirror going, Eric, are you kidding me right now? Like you need to get your head out of your butt. Like what is this about?
sure,
And so what is the student's ability to absorb truth about themselves
right.
to make the change? And that
Hmm.
accountability is a horrible, horrible feeling. Horrible.
Initially.
Initially, and yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know that I ever feel good. I just surrendered to if it doesn't feel good, it's probably true.
yeah,
Like if I'm having a
right,
visceral reaction to something, it's probably true. Like if somebody came
right,
up to me and said all bald people are stupid, I'm not going to have a visceral reaction to that. I'm like, okay, that's your opinion, whatever, right? But there's no reaction to me. Now, if somebody, if I'm like, I couldn't play at the beach, right? It locked me up. It didn't feel good. Okay, so what's the truth behind this and how is it affecting my life? And
mm-hmm.
how do I fix that? Right? Wow, this doesn't feel good. And so as a student, I don't know how to start using AI. Okay, have you started using a CRM? No. Okay, we need to start there, right? So
Yeah,
step one is you have to implement a CRM. And so
hmm.
we're going to choose, you got 1 week, choose a CRM.
Hmm.
Don't come back to me with a list of CRMs. Choose a
Right.
CRM. You got 1 week, choose a CRM. That's your homework for this week. Choose a CRM. Right? If you wanted me to give you a list of six, I'll give you a list of six. You want it, but you
Hmm.
got 1 week to interview all six. And if somebody doesn't have time to interview, you don't have time to do a demo in that
Right,
week, then they're off the list. Just move on.
right.
But you got to choose one by next Friday, by next week. Okay, so now it's next week. Now we've got a CRM. Here's step one, two, and three on how to implement your CRM. Right? You're gonna
Hmm.
take all your business cards, you're gonna get a business card scanner, you take your phone, you're gonna dump your phone into it, you're gonna take your LinkedIn connections, you're gonna export all your LinkedIn
Hmm.
connections, put them in your CRM. We're gonna build your CRM so that we can monetize your CRM.
Hmm.
You can't monetize a CRM if there aren't people in it,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
true.
Right.
Very
And so
true.
and so we're gonna build out your CRM, right? And then we're gonna build out your automation inside your CRM. Right. And then we're going to hook your CRM up to your loan origination software. So it's a live push pull. Then we're going to, right, there's things that we're going to do. And you have to own your CRM, right?
Hmm.
You can't use the company CRM because if you ever
Yeah,
leave the company, you leave your database, which is your only asset. You can never, ever, ever, ever give up control of your CRM ever, no
right.
matter what. I don't care what it is. You don't
Hmm.
give up control of your CRM.
Hmm.
And so but all of those are done in phases. And so to get someone committed to doing the work, they have to know why they're doing the work. Like, why do you want the money? Why do you like
Sure.
what's your end game here?
Yeah. It's interesting that we're talking about this topic because what's actually what you see a lot of time in the mortgage lending world is that they feel that they need to be always positive. And so what research actually shows is that middle players or middle tier performers do need, or new people learning something do need positive reinforcement. But it's actually false that we think that top players or people that are emerging top players, they actually want negative reinforcement. They want to be told what they need to improve upon, even though it could be,
Criticism.
yeah,
Yeah, constructive criticism. Yep.
we think that, oh, we always have to be positive all the
A
time,
cheerleader. Yeah, we have
but
to be a
we're
cheerleader.
not. That's
Yeah, no, no.
actually, that's not what research actually shows. I use the example, though maybe it's not appropriate now, like Tiger Woods. He wants not to be told that he can golf. He wants to be told, what do I need to fix?
Right.
And that's really an indication of a top performer type of personality, being held accountable because they don't want to hear the positive side. They have that already. They already know that. They don't know. They
If
want
you're
the other side.
performing at a reasonable
Yeah.
level, you already have
Yes.
lots of yes people around you.
You already have yes people. Yeah,
You got yes people
exactly.
around you, right? Your
Yeah.
title rep loves you, your AMC loves you, your wholesale reps love
Yeah.
you, your underwriters loving on you, your
Yeah.
processors loving on you. You got lots of yes people,
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
right?
That's really true. You need
You
to
don't
have
need more
somebody.
yes people. You need
Yeah.
you need you need you need someone to look you in the face and go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you need to fix
Oh
this.
my God.
Yeah, so I agree with that. Well, let's talk
But
about this topic. And you really did talk about it already, but I think why coaching matters now, isn't it really essentially showing the kind of exposing the gaps between the successful long-term people and those that will not be. So you if you're not coached, you're not really in the game in today's world because change is happening so fast.
so fast.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I believe the new economy is based on being a specialist. So think
Hmm.
of it like being a doctor, right? If you're a
Correct.
general MD, right, means you're a family doctor, you're making about $300,000 a year, plus or minus. If you do one thing, right, I'm a neurosurgeon. That's it. I'm just a neurosurgeon. I'm
Mm.
not jack of all trades. I'm a neurosurgeon. Yeah, but now I make $3 million a year,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And if I'm the best neurosurgeon in America, I make $30 million a year,
Hmm.
right? So why do you want to be a generalist?
Right.
You don't.
You
I don't want to
don't.
help everybody. I want to have a
Right.
specialty, right? So when somebody wants to be a loan officer and a realtor and a financial planner, and oh wow, you're going to be broke.
Yeah.
Like there's not
True.
like
True.
what? You're
Yeah, you
trying
can.
to you can there's no way to be great at all of those things, right? You can be great at one,
Right.
right? You can barely be good at two, and you'll be horrible at three,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
it just is what it is. And so, what is your ability to be the best loan officer in your market? What does that mean?
Hmm.
Right. And again, I come back to you're not adopting technology, then how do you call yourself a good loan officer?
Right.
Because you know some of the guidelines.
Hmm.
AI knows all the guidelines. Like, what's your point?
Yeah.
Knowing guidelines isn't valuable anymore.
Correct.
The
Yeah.
agentic AI will do it for you,
Yeah.
right? Reading tax returns, not valuable anymore. Agentic
No.
AI does it for you in 2 seconds.
Right. Right.
You don't need to open up a tax return anymore.
Hmm.
It's not valuable. What's valuable is your ability to drive business.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
it. What is your ability to be valuable in the marketplace? And
Yeah.
learning that from somebody who's already established, here's how you be valuable in the marketplace.
Hmm.
Or you can try and do it on your own over the next 10 years,
It takes too long.
takes
Yeah.
too long. The
Right.
opportunity costs,
Hmm.
you just lose out on so many deals.
Hmm. Hmm. We need to take a tour of the country because I'm with you on all these topics because I do think that's what separates really the top producers. The top salespeople aren't the lucky ones.
No, they're
It's
the
not
ones who
a,
implement. They're not even the
yeah,
smart ones.
they're not even,
They're not even
okay.
the smart ones. Like the amount of
Yeah.
times I've sat next to somebody who I look at and say, you are a complete moron. And they're making 10 times more money than me, right? It's not about being smart.
Yes, it's not.
But
People don't get
no,
that.
no,
No.
they just implement at a very
Mhm.
fast pace.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I describe it in my practice about it's about being consistent and focusing on high value activities. I
Correct.
mean, they're the two things. If you're
Yeah.
consistent, high value activities, then you got, in essence, a successful career because you will always win at whatever's going on in the marketplace, but you're consistent at it.
High
And
value activities, correct. Can I tell you one of my filters that I have?
sure.
It's a secret filter that I have.
Oh, a secret. I'm going to write
It's a
it
secret.
down now.
It's a secret. Well, it's how I decide if I'm going to spend time and energy on you,
Yeah.
right? As a realtor, financial planner, a loan officer, whatever, right? Am I
Yeah.
going to spend time on you, right?
Hmm.
And so the first thing I need to figure out is, do you value time?
Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
value it?
Hmm.
Because if you don't value time, that means you're broke and you're always going to be broke.
Hmm.
And so there's no way I'm going to spend time and energy on you,
Right.
right? It's the wrong mindset. And so I'm going to say, here's my calendar link, schedule.
Hmm.
right? And if your response is, well, Eric, just call me, I'm out. So fast, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
Because all we're going to do is play phone tag. You're busy, I'm busy. Like, do you think I'm just sitting here waiting for you to call me all day long? I'm on Zoom
Yeah.
meetings. I'm taking me like I'm busy.
Yeah.
I gave
Yep.
you my calendar link. You're saying,
Hmm.
no, I'm not going to schedule time. Just call. Great, I'm out.
Hmm.
I don't want to spend time with you because you're always going to be broke.
Yeah.
You've just announced it to me. Why
Yeah.
would I devote any energy to that?
Yeah. Good point. I agree with you 100% for sure. We could go on for hours about this, but let me talk about, you've already mentioned one of them, but if there's two things that people could implement right away for those that are sales leaders and also those that are, originators, what would that be? Obviously, you talked about the CRM.
CRM and then understanding how to persuade.
Mhm.
One of my favorite stories, right? Because most loan officers, right? The phone rings. Hey, I'm Joe Smith. I was referred to you by Sally Realtor and I need a mortgage, right?
Hmm.
And so all you're doing is facilitating a transaction that was going to happen.
True.
That's not you're not persuading. There's no, you're giving customer service. You're a customer service rep.
Hmm.
That's all you are right now,
At that point, for sure.
right? Hey, Eric, I need a mortgage, right?
Hmm.
Great. I'm going to facilitate a transaction that was already going to happen.
Hmm.
A salesperson creates a transaction where there wasn't
Correct.
one.
Hmm.
And so my favorite fable is this guy that goes to Bill Gates and says, "Hey, Mr. Gates, I'd like permission to marry your daughter." Bill Gates says, "Marry my daughter? Why on earth would I give you permission to marry my daughter?" He says, "Well, I'm about to be named the president of the World Bank." Bill Gates, "Oh, wow. Look, man, you're president of the World Bank. Yes, you have my permission to marry my daughter." Great, thank you so much. So then he calls the CEO of the World Bank, says, "Hey, I'd like you to make me the next president of the World Bank." And the CEO says, "Why would I make you the president of the World Bank?" Say, "Well, I'm about to marry Bill Gates' daughter."
Great story, for
And
sure.
that's facilitating a transaction. That's creating a transaction where there wasn't one,
Correct.
right? You're persuading people. That's the value.
Hmm.
Can you go to someone and persuade them, right? Like one of
Hmm.
my favorites is going to an immigration attorney and saying that we do 100% financing for anybody with a visa. They don't need a green card, right? So immigration, no, you need a green card to get down payment assistance. Nope. I have programs specifically designed for visa holders, not green card holders. So they need a valid
Hmm.
social, need a valid visa, 100% financing. They get one email out to their database, and you got 50 to 70 pre-approved buyers that are motivated and qualified,
Hmm.
right? Because I persuaded an immigration attorney with information they didn't have access to,
Correct.
right? And so, like, that's one of hundreds of examples.
Hmm.
So,
For
what's the
sure.
ability to go into the marketplace, create value, right? So agentic AI, I'll give you another example of agentic AI, right? You go to Google HR department, go to their headquarters, walk into the HR department. I'd like to create a specific mortgage discount program for all of Google employees. We're going to
Hmm.
create a Google website. All mortgages are no fees, no nothing, very transparent. They can get their mortgages done in a week and they don't have to talk to anybody.
That sounds like a win-win.
Now I'm closing hundreds of mortgages a month
Right.
and I'm not doing anything. Right? Like as a loan officer, you got to understand like where we're going as an industry has changed and it's
Hmm.
moving quick. And you better get on that bus. You better learn how. And if you try and figure it all out on your own,
It's tough. Yeah,
you're gonna miss the boat.
yeah.
The boat's gonna sail and you're just not gonna be on it.
Yeah. I'm going to suggest a couple things that I do in my coaching is that I suggest the video prospecting is not done enough by loan officers, which ties into what you're really talking about. We have to communicate in styles that match today's world.
Yeah,
Everyone's watching TikTok, they're watching Reels. And if you're not in that space, no way that
for sure.
you can be knocking on just realtor doors hoping for some magic to happen. And I'd say the other thing that I see, and I know we've talked about this before, that you have to work your database. of course, you have to have a database, which would be your CRM component, which
You
is
have
your
to have a
first step.
CRM, you have to have a database,
You have to
and
have
then
a
and then you'll
database.
have to learn how to monetize it for sure.
Yeah. And I don't see enough people recognizing that their database is their net worth. It's
It's
been
their
said a
only asset.
lot.
It's
It's their
their
only
only, they have no other
right,
asset.
right.
What's the
Yeah.
size of your database and what's the quality of your database? That's it.
Yeah. No, I would say that that's the part that people are, I think, not recognizing. They talk about it a lot. We have lots of vendors out there in this space, but if you don't use it, you're really basically not playing in a gold mine that's yours, that if you would
You won't,
actually,
I would go one step further and say you won't make it.
you won't make it.
You won't
Yeah,
make
for
it.
sure.
Because margin compression is going to push margin on mortgages so far
Right.
down.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the days of closing one loan a month and making a living.
You can't. So that's been done. So let's talk about in the final minutes of our conversation. It's about we've talked really directly to the loan officers, but let's talk to the managers. The message to the managers, because everything starts and stops at the manager, the sales leader side of it. What are some of the messages that you would want the managers to implement?
So look for people to be on your team that want to be held accountable,
Yeah, for sure.
right? Like if you're bringing people on your team who don't want accountability, right, they're going to be a nightmare, right?
That's yeah.
And then see again, you come back to the 95-5 rule, right?
Hmm.
95% of your loan officers, right, are going to take 95% of your time and bring you 5% of your revenue,
Correct. Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Where if you poured 100% of your time into the 5% of the loan officers bringing you
Correct.
95% of your revenue, your volume would double and triple.
Right. Yeah.
Like stop focusing any energy on people that don't want to be held accountable.
Right.
There's no
Well,
there's no long-term value to it.
yeah, I 100% agree. I call it coachability, but it's all the same
Yeah,
thing.
same.
And
Yep.
so, if you're listeners today, I have 10 questions that figure out whether the person's coachable. If you want to have it, just let me know. Just text me or email me. I'd be glad to share it with you. So, any other parting thoughts that you would like to share today, Eric?
No, I just again I come back to for me, and this is just my passion, is for anybody watching this, right? If you want to make more money, my first question to you is going to be, why do you want to make more money?
Right.
What will that do? Like why is that important to you? And if it's about safety, then you're not going to do it. If it's about your parents or your kids or some sort of emotional gratification or some sort of something that has significant meaning, there's an emotional charge behind it. Okay, now we can sink our teeth into that. Like for me, I've always my whole life I've struggled with weight, right? And so I have to get inside my head and figure out some stuff. And so I've been going to Orange Theory recently, and the girls at the front counter are very pretty, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of guarding the door, you know, when you go in to work out, when you come out. And the classes are 60 minutes. And the first couple times I went, I struggled, right? It's like, oh my God. And so I would walk out at the 45-minute mark, not the 60-minute mark, like because my body was telling me that I'm done. And then I'm a guy, I have a male ego, just like all other men, and I'm looking at the girls at the front counter going, oh my God, I suck. I'm the old guy leaving at 45 minutes because I can't last 60 minutes. Eric,
Hmm.
and I'm looking at myself and saying, Eric, you suck. You suck. You can't leave. So now I'm in my head going, no, you can't leave. No, you can't leave. No, you can't leave. Don't, no, you're gonna make it to 60 minutes. And so you have to figure out like what is it that it doesn't matter what it is that
Hmm.
drives you, right? Don't judge it. If it works, do it,
Hmm.
right? If that's what gets me to stay in the class for the full 60 minutes,
Hmm.
right? I'm gonna latch onto my ego and I'm gonna play with it, and so I stay in the class, right?
Hmm.
It keeps me in the class.
Hmm.
And so what is it that makes you want more money? Whatever that is, latch onto it,
Hmm.
right?
It's your motivator.
If
Yeah,
that's your
for
motivator, it's not for anybody else to judge whether it's right or wrong or good or bad, or
hmm.
that's nobody's business. If it works for you, then use it.
Hmm. hmm Well,
right?
I could give a testimonial for Eric's book, The Why of Money. I share it with all of my students, and they love it. The message is clear. It's really, I think, targeted for our world, not just origination, but really for the sales world. So, highly recommended. Check it out. Buy it on Amazon. I know he will sign it for you because he's done that for me. So I appreciate that. And I love his message so much that I have a special discount code for my book on the mortgage manager mastery, and I call it Mitchell2026.com.
Hold on, you
Okay.
can't get yeah,
Oh, yeah, we can see
yeah.
it
I've
kind of.
got
Yeah.
there we
Yeah, there
go.
it is. Yeah, I have. So just go into the website and stick in Mitchell 2026 and you get a discount. And so because Eric is right on target. And this message is really shown in the book also. So, Eric, thrilled to have you today. As always, we have to have you come back. I believed in your message completely. I see it myself. And how can they get a hold of you? How can they contact you?
Eric-Mitchell.com. It's on my screen right
Yeah.
behind my shoulder here. Eric-Mitchell.com. All my contact information, social media, phone number, everything's right there. Feel free to reach
Mhm.
out anytime.
Yeah. And if those that want the coachability questions, just go to thepatcherlock.com. Glad to share them with you. All my contact information is there too. Eric, once again, thanks so much. Have to have you back soon. I love the message. So
And I love your coaching. Thanks, Pat.
thanks. Thank you.